You're watching Drake Queen Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Guys and gals, now we're here from Drake Queen Gaming, and something about on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Love the Exalt. As y'all can see, it got a new update. That's right, the main menu and everything is different. I actually loaded it up before, and the main menu is completely different than this one, so it's pretty dynamic, I'll say. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. I do believe the answer to your question has remained the same as every other time you've asked, and I'll think you'd recall that answer for yourself. It's not as though that is beyond your capabilities, is it? Oh. Damn it. I don't see what that said, damn it. Oh, far within my capabilities is it to keep track of your regimented meal schedule, dearest brother. Yeah, she looks a little familiar. Darabella rests an elbow on the table and a chin on her upturned palm. Her red eyes sparkle with the playful flame of her distant Lillian ancestors. Yeah, she looks awfully familiar, doesn't she, all? I simply choose not to, because I do not care whether you're getting your baby carrots in or not. More importantly, she tilts her acute expression. Is Inky getting her fill of granola up here? It's been so long since I've seen Her Majesty. Sure! Suit draws a carrot up between his claws and points it at his sister like a diminutive pin which illustrates his point in the air. I'll have you know this. My liege still has a plentiful pouch full of the care package that Mother sent up from main chute. You sure you don't need to come down for a refill? The granola's extra crunchy this season. You can't seriously expect us to make the trek for something as trivial as granola. Time, sister, is of even shorter supply than Inky's snack pouch. I'm sure the same is true for you, with all the jobs you've been working, and yet, here you are. A crushed pallor comes over Darabella's face. The long-eared Lillian tilts her head and allows her eyes to rove off to one side of her taciturn expression. She looks out the grand, arched black steel windows into the endless fog of the world. She's quite handsome, if I say so myself. She used to be, at least. Here I am, indeed. Rather perilous was the journey up here as well. I'd never understood why the founding scholars of the first machine would take the phrase "a place of high learning" quite so literally, but, oh, anyway. I'm glad Enkidu is getting her little bits of grain when she can. As for why I made the trek myself... In your last letter, you mentioned the acquisition of a new level, and with a new ability, Sense Thought. Indeed. Darabella lifts a lazy eyebrow. How do you reconcile the morality of casting that on anyone under any circumstance? She places a gentle finger on his pencil carrot and flicks it off to the other corner of the room, smiling devilishly. Suit is half tempted to go scrabbling for his previous carrot, but he thinks better of it. He brings the last one to his maw, and, deep in rumination, he crunches down, chews, and swallows. The morality of reading minds? Well... Sense Thought is more akin to advanced facial recognition than to a violation of my target's mind. I don't get the full picture, only a flash of insight. I suppose to a lay investigator it may prove a useful tool, but I plan to limit my usage. You're minimizing Vitario. Yes, well, the same question of morality applies to any other information ability. If one is justified in the pursuit of a culprit or the prevention of a crime, then, by my measure, it is perfectly moral to use Sense Thought. Darabella bubbles over with laughter. It's a soft tinkling sound, like wind chimes on a clothesline of freshly washed white linen bedsheets, and her laughter will play repeatedly in Suit's memory for decades after this moment, echoing through every day of his life without her. What's so funny? Aw, you're so noble, little brother, so noble. She holds in another laugh and wipes her eyes a bit. Meh. I take your square analysis as fact and agree with you. Once you finish your classwork and you begin the hunt for the real scum of the world out there in your placement at the Bureau, it must be useful to wield such a necessary weapon of wisdom. Yes, Darabella, I am so very noble and wise. I sense your sarcasm. Truly, I do envy your certainty, but I know it will never be misplaced. If there's one thing I cannot even imagine you doing, it is anything even slightly cruel to any other person. She smiles warmly. Likewise, with that well-nourished brain of yours, I'm sure you'll never use your powers of deduction for anything untoward. Though, I do wish I could stay by your side to chide you like this and to ensure that you behave. He pushes the tray to the middle of the table to signal a full shift in attention from his meal to his sister. What's this about wishing you could stay by my side? Separated though we may be by the different life paths that we've chosen, I up in my snooty High Roost University, and you in pursuit of your passions as they apply to those who seek them. You mustn't speak as if you're about to disappear from my life forever, Bella. We'll see each other lots after I graduate. Sure. No bureau assignment will wedge our cherished familial connection. Unless you mean to say, rather than I leaving you, it is you who plans to leave me. She takes his paw in both of her own, her thumbs locked over his wrist, and she looks directly into his eyes, like a beam of moonlight that carves a straight line from the night sky down to earth. I must. She stumbles to continue. I'm afraid I must leave you for some time. I took 6 pulleys and a mountain carriage across the Boulders Cliffs to get to you on this afternoon, because I've come to tell you this. I've received an invitation to a meeting with a rather elite club named the Platinum Daxies. I've heard of them. They're in a casino named the Lucky Spectre. Surely it won't be longer than a month. 2 months. But they have promised me an inordinate amount of experience for my services. I am to entertain them and their business partners for a few weekends. You know I've taken no qualms with jobs of this ilk in the past. Oh, I came to tell you just how very excited I am, dear brother. As sad as it is, I must depart for Logport. Please tell me you share my enthusiasm. Her words come out clear and clean as a babbling freshwater spring. Suit's face is racked with concern. They mean to pay you in experience points. What else? XP can be exchanged for goods and services. An inordinate amount, you say? Yes. Bella, you're certain there's nothing, well... Yes, I've vetted these Dexies. They're all rather successful business people. But I've heard the Lucky Spectre is a rather seedy place. Most casinos are. And when you say entertain... Gong, gong, gong... A grand stone and steel bell with ornate carving swings at the top of the university's highest spire, tugged by 2 teacher's assistants. The spell signals the beginning of the next class period. Darabella keeps her poise well controlled, though her brow does furrow. Come, please, little brother. She whispers under the peal of the bell, drowned by its clamor. You know how much I cherish you as the only person in my life, that I have told you about the jobs I've taken previously. I've told you that the comfort and confidence I take in these endeavors can be understood only by you, my blood, who knows my predilections better than any other. I should have expected you to... She talks herself into a corner. She pinches her eyes shut to recalibrate. She pauses. She thinks it over one more time. And then she speaks, her violet eyes flashing open in that instant. I know it is hard for you to put your feelings aside and allow me to do these things. As my lone confidant, I know it is hard for you. And beyond the nature of my line of work, I'll talk for a moment about the people at the top of the Spectre. I've said already that they are refined people, and the ideas they have shared with me about the future of bad usage would pique your interest intensely. I intend to bring their work back home with me in tow behind a dearth of experience I shall not find elsewhere. The bell gongs for the last time. Please, she squeezes Suit's paw desperately, beseeching him. Give me your blessing and send me on my way for these short months. I promise I will return to you with my dignity full and intact. Suit's body reverberates with the vibrations of the grand bell. Ooh, excuse me. He had heard it every day for the previous 2 years and never thought it raucous, but now the sound ricocheted ear-splittingly between the walls and overwhelmed him in totality, as if the random seat he had chosen in the cafeteria was the exact center point upon which its sound waves converged. He squeezes her paw in return. His grasp is gentle and reassuring, the kind of practiced affection only a sibling could give. I trust you, Bella. I give you my blessing. You may go. The reverberation of that final gong echoes into nothing. Usually he would leave for class. Today would be the first day in 2 years that he was late. Then I will go. There you go. Darabella arises in a flurry of muted joy. She pushes her oaken chair back and hurries over to kiss her brother and his familiar Enkidu goodbye for the last time. Her face is light. Far from her mind is the dangerous rocky path that her carriage will have to take back down the mountain. Instead, she stares out that great arched window that runs wall height along the wall side of the cafeteria, and her gaze permeates the glass, the fog, and everything else beyond it all. She looks for the bleak little circle of the sun in the death of the afternoon. It should be coming down into view, lighting the fog by now, but she can't see it at all. Goodbye, brother. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy you trust me. I promise you I'll cause you no worry. She graces Enkidu's soft-feathered head with one last extra little smooch. And goodbye, your majesty. Sure. I'll leave my dearest brother in your care. Act 1, Scene 5. Deductive Frenzy. The Ample Express hurtles ever closer to the end of the line. Pet turns away from Tank's corpse. And he slinks off down the hallway. Healer is the only one who notices, but he lets him go. Music is kind of loud. Me. Okay. Okay. Pet's paws take control and guide him up the spiraling stairs to the dining cabin, where 2 cups of fresh tea trickle steam up to the ceiling. Wedges of gray, pale sunlight carve through the fog and illuminate the open kitchen cupboard. Pet hops inside and closes the door. Darkness. He curls up into a tiny ball in the bed Tank made for him, a little pile of dark gray towels embroidered with the company title, Abbott wore Sky Rails. Tremors waver through his little body. His claws sink into the soft fabric and tear it. He holds on until the last wave subsides. This isn't real. He isn't really dead. Tell me for sure. His badge flickers. Pet uses the universal partnered ability, Sense Status. User, Jimmy Dickens. Class, Pet. Relationship, Solo. HP, 411 of 411. BP, 2 of 2. Partner, John Golfer. Class, Tank. Relationship, Partnered. HP, 0 of 43,504. BP, 0 of 2. Pet uses the same ability 3 more times. The results do not change. Terror bears down on the rest of the passengers. What should we... We should... He was killed inside a locked cabin. Squawk. Alright, y'all, let me go ahead and pause it right there, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon, YouTube memberships if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!